impossible to tame. The wall defends, shutting down the game. Edwards and Schmidt, a true tag team. Breaking through the lines, they play supreme. The Spud Kingdom rises, loyal and proud. Idaho Falls rocking, we're bringing the crowd. Spud Kings, we own this night. The kingdom roars like fire, we ignite. Coming for the cup, we bring the fight. Spud Kingdom, we rise, unite.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Spud Kingdom podcast. I am your host, as always, Woody. Thanks for tuning in once again. Sorry this episode is a little late, as Spud Kings only have one game this week. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. And I started working and just was planning on doing a concert this evening, but that got canceled at the last moment, so some things just didn't work out very well. But here it comes. It's coming today on game day, just like always. So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. We got the recap from last week. Only one game last week as well due to weather. We have the 3 stars of the week. We got some stats, standings, and the preview of this week. Probably going to be a pretty short episode for the most part, with only being one game to go over. And really not much stats and everything. Not much changed, with the one game only. And then only one game this week. So, with that being said, let's get to the business. Only one game this week due to the weather, as I mentioned just a second ago. The second game versus Casper has been postponed. We don't have an exact date, I don't believe, as of yet, from what I have seen. So, Thursday, December 4th, 2025 at the MAC versus Rock Springs Miners was the only game we had last week. And this game was a major disappointment. It seemed that the Spud Kings played down to the competition, which I feel you cannot do in this division or in this league in general, because anybody can have a good night at any moment. You have to be dominant every single night if you want to be number one. So with that being said, first period, Spud Kings dominated the shots on the goal, but they were struggling to get them past the goalie. Rock Springs had 7 shots on goal. Spud Kings had 15. It would take almost the entire period, but the Spud Kings would score. At 17 minutes, 58 seconds, the Grim Reaper, Sam Grimaldi, gets the 7th of the year, and he was assisted on the play by Andrew Schmidt for his 14th and Braden Cunningham his 5th. This would be the only goal by either team in the period, and it would end 1-0, as there was only like a minute left, 2 minutes left when the goal was scored anyway. So second period, shot battle would be more even in this period. Rock Springs had 9 shots on goal. Spud Kings had 8. This would be a Rock Springs period, though, and it would start quickly. At 50 seconds, Nikita Bogdanov would get his 6th of the year, and he would tie the game at 1. And then half the period would pass before we would see another goal, and it would be the Miners getting it once again. At 13 minutes, 23 seconds, Arvid Hagstrom got his 9th of the year, and he put Rock Springs up by 1 at that point, broke the tie. The period would end 2-1, Rock Springs in the lead. Third period, Spud Kings would again dominate the shot battle, but it would come up empty-handed. Rock Springs had 6 shots on goal. The Spud Kings had 15. No goals in the period for either team. Even though the Spud Kings put up a bunch of shots, they looked a little flat all game and felt like they had no energy. It really felt like they were playing down. I was working an event in the back, and then when that was over, I came out and I talked to a couple of you that had been watching the whole game, and I mentioned from just what I saw that they seemed a little flat and like they were playing down, and you guys confirmed that. You said, yeah, the whole game it's been like that, like they had no energy, like they didn't really care because it was Rock Springs and yada yada, but every point matters in this league. I don't care if we have an automatic bid to the Dean Cup. We need to get wins. We got to get some W's. We got to get this team rocking and rolling together. The way to get better momentum and better camaraderie is to build wins, because it makes people happy. It makes them play together better. Unfortunately, losses brings a lot of negative energy. Nobody likes to lose. That stuff is contagious. It's really bad. So the period and game would end 2-1. Rock Springs would win. Devin Degenstein would stop 20 out of 22 shots for a 90.9 save percentage, and this would be his third loss of the season in regulation, his fourth overall, having the one in the shootout. So, with only being the one game, the 3 stars of the week, I kind of took it off of the one goal, really. I thought about putting Degenstein in here because he did have a really good game, but he did give up the 2 goals and we lost. So, third star of the game was Braden Cunningham. He had the 1 assist, but he continues to be a force on the ice. And what I mean by force is like he's assisting, he's scoring, he's also fighting people that take out our players and messing with. Like nobody messes around with Braden's on the ice because he's got everybody's back. Second star of the game, Andrew Schmidt. He had 1 assist, but played pretty well and added to his point total. Andrew Schmidt was injured for a little while, and since he's been back, has been on a tear with either assists or goals and just adding points and helping the team out. First star, welcome back, the Grim Reaper, Sam Grimaldi. He had the 1 goal, and it was great to see him back in the lineup. Unfortunately, that 1 goal wasn't enough to secure the win, but it got him my first star of the week. So third star, Braden Cunningham. Second star, Andrew Schmidt. First star, the Grim Reaper, Sammy Grimaldi. Stats, really no change. Really not much. Lone goal this week and the other game being postponed. The stats really didn't change at all. I think Schmidt ended up tying for assists, but we'll get to that. Goals leader, first place still, DJ McLeish with 9. And in second, Tyler Atchison also with 9. So they're both tied there. Assist leader, first, Leo Mantenuto, 14, and he is tied with Andrew Schmidt, also with 14. Second is Thomas Harnett with 11. Points leader, first, DJ the Beast McLeish has 19 overall points, and second place is Leo Mantenuto with 18. Some goalie stats, Devin Degenstein is 9-3-1 on the season with a 2.33 goals against average and a 92.3 save percentage with 370 total saves. And for the overall standings, that loss didn't help us at all this week, but it didn't hurt us much either. As far as, the other teams made a little bit of progress because of the loss, but we didn't fall or anything. So first place is the Ogden Mustangs with a 21-2 record, 42 points overall. Second place is the Grand Junction Riverhawks, 17-7-2 with 36 points overall. Third place is your Idaho Falls Spud Kings. They're 14-6-1 with 29 points overall. So that brings us to the weekend preview. We have one game. It is tonight, and it is in Rock Springs. So it is Saturday, December 13th against Rock Springs Miners in Rock Springs. Most of you probably can't be there, and with the weather, I wouldn't tempt it because it usually gets worse as you go over in that direction. So if you can, watch on Black Bear TV. I know that some of our sponsors do carry the game, so if you want, get out there, have a date night, and go watch the game, have a burger, eat some wings, whatever it is, wherever you go, and enjoy some Spud Kings hockey. And of course, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you each and every week. Without you, I cannot do this. I don't know if you guys saw the rankings and all that stuff that I posted about this podcast, but you made this one of the most listened podcasts from last year. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all very much. And as always, go Ski.
Rivals crumble as the anthem plays. The beast off the leash, setting the stage ablaze. Edwards with the setup, Schmidt with the strikes, Spud Kings on the